MGTF. It was started yesterday. Some of you may have seen the video that Alex Law put up on the enthusiast list. Anyway, before we get started, I thought it'd be helpful if I just traced how the electrical system worked. One thing I have to point out is that even though these cars came as positive grounds, I'm converting to a negative ground. For what I'm showing you, this is for a negative ground. So we've got the negative ground here, we've got it grounded to the frame piece, and we've got our positive system. One of the things that I thought was very helpful suggestion, Ed Haskell pointed out that he used the starter switch, which made it easier to when we crank over the starter. So we have that. Then up here we've got the electric fuel pump, and notice it does say negative ground on that for anybody who works on it, so they'll know. So we've got the wire coming up here to a switch, which is another suggestion by Ed Haskell, so I could turn the fuel pump on and off. So we've got it going here to the positive, and here's my ground that's down here again. I put this one to the frame as well. Ran the positive from the fuel pump over to the positive on the coil. Let's switch over here. Now run from the coil, negative, down to the distributor. Also, I would like to point out that although we had a Protronix solid state distributor system, yesterday we actually fried it. So to get it running, we went back to the point and condenser system, which we have in there, and this is hooked up. Whether I'll go back to the Protronix or not, or stick with the point and condenser, I'm not sure. We see this is how I've got the oil gauge hooked up, and we'll see if we can get to 50 pounds pressure. And then for our fuel line, got this hooked up with a gas can. Rubber hose made it easy to bend, feeding into the fuel pump, which then going into the two carburetors. Just a little note here. It's already been pointed out, in fact, online today. Yes, I did paint the engine dark British Racing green, not the traditional maroon red, just being a bit of a contrarian. But this is the color the car is going to be, the body of the car is going to be. And for me, I wanted it to be the same color. The transmission here is the Skyhook 5-speed, which is the Datsun 210 pickup transmission, conversion done by Steve Neal of Skyhook Engineering. The differential had the 4.875 gear ratio that the TF came with. It's now been swapped out with crown ring and pinion of an MGA of 4.3. Everything else has been refurbished, new springs, new brakes, new brake lines. I did go with the Moss MGB lever shocks on the front and back. And other than that right now, I think we're about ready to start. The engine was rebuilt by R&L Engines in New Hampshire. And I think once you hear it, you'll see what a nice job they did. It's a smooth running babe. Also, the one thing that is unusual, you may notice that we have dual exhaust. The previous owner had installed these, and so I had to get a custom header shop to actually make the dual exhaust system, which I decided to run parallel and come out the back as two. Again, non-traditional, but I kind of liked it, liked the look of it. Okay, we're now going to go to the start. Okay, we're getting ready to start the engine. I'll turn the fuel pump on. You may not hear that, but it's doing its little click and stopped. So we got fuel. And here we go to turn over. Give it a little choke. And she's running. can see, we've got 50 pounds of oil pressure. There are no leaks, so I think we're in pretty good shape. Now that it's warmed up, it's running a little nice and smooth, as you can see. Pretty happy.